Hello, welcome to Morning Mantras and Pajama Praise or Nighttime Mantras, whichever you so choose. I want to continue a discussion that I started yesterday, and it was about the reconciliation of the heart. Heart matters. And I want to go deeper into that. I want to go into something that is really causing a lot of suffering and causing a lot of confusion. And what I'm saying is a message that has been said, I'm sure, at least for 2,000 years. But I will continue to say it because it has everything to do with a heart space. What we're going through now is a calling back of things to their original masters, if you will. We are having to decipher again what is ours, what is not ours, from love and from our shadows. And the goal is to be more love than shadow. And by shadow, I mean, right, everything that is not God's, right? God is not a God of fear. He's not a God of anxiety. Like all these are the foundation of fear. He's not a God of depression. Um, these are not God's. Our default, I truly believe, is our healing and our wholeness. And that's how Jesus was able to walk around and heal. He was defaulting us back to our original states, taking off that which we got here, right? Which was taught to us, groomed upon us, socialized into us. We are whole beings made in the image of God, and as my Gracie would say, we are not children of God, we are pieces of God. And as I say that, I want to talk about the frequency, the God frequency. I want to talk about the frequency of love. And as I talk about love, I need to define what that is. Again, love is a demonstration of support. Love is a demonstration of boundaries. It is a demonstration of respect. It is a demonstration of listening. It is a demonstration of resourcefulness. It is a demonstration of self regulation. Love is a demonstration of encouragement. It is a demonstration of respect. Love is anything that supports life. But again, there are boundaries. um, I say that because as we came to this earth, everything was prepared for us. And as we are uniquely created and defined, God expects us and trusts us with all the skill sets we've been given here to use. He trusts us with this body. He trusts us with our design. And in our magnificent free will, we get to go about practicing life, right? Practicing and connecting and figuring all of this out. We are trusted here to do that. God is a God, as we know, is a spirit, right? We have put genders on God to really understand in our human minds, but God is a spirit. God is the all, as I say, right? God is the maker of the universe, the sun, moon, and stars and beyond, right? The creator of all things life. And we are pieces and evidence of that God. So with that said, I throw love in there because that is supposed to be the highest frequency. And in the Christian Bible, it tells us the two commandments are summarized into this: love thy neighbor as thyself, and love God with all thy heart, soul, and spirit. That God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Right? Those are the main scriptures that sum up the book we agree on. So, with that said, I need us to understand that just as it rains on the just and unjust, it also loves on the just and unjust. And love is the channel that we need to be attuning to because we are taught that God is love. That is the plumb line. Shout out to Miss Shirley Ann Miller Jackson. That is the plumb line of truth. Love. Love knows no bounds. It has no boundaries. Well, it has boundaries, but it knows no bounds, meaning love is going to love. I think as Christians, maybe Muslims, maybe Jews, we struggle with. That love is just that. And just like oxygen, no one man owns it. No one religion owns it. Yes, there is a pathway, there's a truth, and there is a light, and that is God, and that is love. And either we understand that or not. Every major prophet was supposed to be, and I use the word purposely, attuning to that frequency, right? That enlightenment that we call love, right? The highest state that heals, that changes, that molds, that shapes is love. And we have got to get to this point where we understand that God speaks, as the Christian Bible says, if God can speak through a donkey, through an ass, then God can choose whoever he wants to speak and to reconcile hearts. And not only that, that just because you belong a part of a faction, a culture, a religion, doesn't mean that you own love. It is for all. And we never know unless through the spirit of discernment who possesses love. I need to remind those that just because you say you believe in who Jesus is, that you've taken the profession of faith, doesn't mean that you know God and does not mean that you know love. Just because you claim that you have the Holy Spirit does not mean you know God or you know love. The Bible tells us that you shall know them by their fruits. And those fruits are the demonstration of what love is. The demonstration of what love is. Love is so powerful, love is so strong that the person who bodies and understands this, you can usually feel it. And you know who feels it first? Who understands it, who knows it, who possesses it? Children, dogs, right? We say, beware of those who repel children and dogs, right? Because they feel a certain frequency. Not all, but some are very sensitive. I want to remind us that the frequency of love and the frequency of God is inhabited by whoever understands that frequency. But if we don't possess or understand that frequency, we are going to miss it. We are going to miss it. We are going to miss our blessing, so to speak. We are going to miss our assistance. We are going to miss the way. The Spirit of God does not care if you are gay, straight, right? Jewish, Muslim, hijab, no hijab, head covering. There are things that make us comfortable about certain groups, imam, pastor, priest, or imam. But the point is that you should know each other by their fruits. And God said that my sheep know my voice. We should be able to hear and understand and attune to the voice of what God is, regardless of the package, right? And your mosque or church or synagogue moniker does not guarantee that you understand and inhabit that frequency. And that's why it is so important to attune our hearts so that we can hear, and so that we can know, and so that we can be love, and that we can ask, am I being love? Is this an example? Am I an example of love? Prune my heart. Evict the shadows of myself so that I can be the love that I need to be, so that I am following and attuning to all that God is. Show me the highest frequency available to me. Show me the God path, the God voice, the God place in which I need to inhabit myself. That is where we have to get if we are going to make peace and calm and walk in the way of the truth and the light. There is no religious gang that has ownership of that. We have to possess and understand and know what the human parts of us are and how to care, support, and be with one another. And if we don't have that, then that is the struggle, then that is the downfall. So the goal is to reconcile the shadows from your heart. Why is this so important? Because we live in a time where energies are being called back to themselves. Everything is being called back into itself. We want to be more love than we are shadow, right? I want to be more clarity, healing, and wholeness versus depression, right? Pain, trauma, addiction. Because no man can serve two masters, right? He'll either hate the one or love the other, right? We want to go in the direction of calm, love, peace, joy, patience, right? We don't want to go in the opposite direction. That's the goal. That's what we're all trying to get to. Not that we're perfect, not that we're always at a mountaintop, but hopefully the core of us can attune to that which is for our highest good, and that the highest good of us helps and assists the highest good of others and therefore humanity. That's the goal. Reconciling our shadows. But we've got to get to the point where we're not blindly trusting people, right? Because they said they know the truth, the way, and the light, but they don't hear, they can't discern, right? They're judging, they're critical, they're not supportive. In fact, they're a burden, demeaning, controlling, egoic. That's not love. That's not God, right? That's not what that is. That's not supporting life. That's lining pockets. That's fear mongering. That's tribalism at its best. So I say that because we're in a time where we're going to have to trust God and know God, regardless of what we've been taught to see, regardless of he looks like a thug, he's a homosexual, she's a lesbian, she looks homeless. But do they possess the fruits of the Spirit? That should be the only thing that we ask. Did they possess and know the fruits of the Spirit? Did they possess the love that Jesus has been talking about? Right? Did they possess that? Do they know that? Are they a good person? I shall know it by their fruits, not by what they do, not how they shine, but by their possession, by their heart possession, by their light that shines within them, by the truth and by the way and by the light of what God is, what love is. Not because I go to church every Sunday and every other day, not because I pray 5 times a day. Those are great things to build up the muscle to get you there. But some of us aren't there. And most of us are every day, please help me get there. Right? Please help me know there. Please help me be humble enough to open my heart and share the truth and share the way. And understand that love is more than brand names, culture, tradition, religion, money, power, sex, etc. Help us to work on ourselves. Help us to get to the truth and accept God, whichever form God shows up. And so it is. Blessed be.